go? Or is it gonna last for a day?
Hola, ¿cómo están? Estamos en el Happy Hour de IELI Books y hoy con un invitado desde Estados Unidos. Hola, Majo, ¿cómo estás? Hello, Reinaldo. Thanks for joining me. So we're moving now to the invitation part. I have to invite Chef Tony. Hi. Hi, Majo. Hey. Hi there.
Hello.
Hello, dear Tony. So tell us, where are you joining us from?
I am in Worcester, Ohio, which is about a half an hour south of Medina, where you and I met.
And you are at the soccer, at the soccer game now, aren't
Yeah,
you?
well, to say it proper, it's a football tournament, right? So my daughter will be a freshman in high school, and she made the team. So this was a surprise tournament weekend we have to come to.
Wow. So thank you very much for accepting this invitation, and I appreciate very much that you are with me at this special moment of your daughter too.
No problem. My pleasure.
So Tony, let's tell our audience today, what is the Medina County Career Center, what kind of school it is?
Okay, so the Medina County Career Center is a school, just by the name. It's a career building, right? So we lots of job training opportunities, lots of career-based classes. I can't remember how many courses we have in the building. I'm sorry. I think it might be over 13, 15. I can't remember. I'm sorry. Anywhere from fire and safety to cosmetology, graphic arts, so printing, nursing, DMT is what we call it, but the medical class, and then I teach the chef and restaurant management class.
Yes, and we both met back in 2005 when
Wow.
I went there to teach Spanish through a Fulbright program for teachers.
Right. Yep, with Mrs.
And
Mauer.
I had it. Yes, that's a long time ago now. And I remember that you had a part of the building dedicated to the restaurant program, but then
Right.
I could see that you were going through different changes in that part of the building. How is it now?
Well, it's not done. We're very much in the middle of it. They are building a brand new restaurant space. We are taking over the former child care space. So that class will still have their externship and internship programs, but there was no need for the child care part. So perfect opportunity for the restaurant, and we're going to have indoor and outdoor seating. We're going to about double our capacity. So that'll be finished around Thanksgiving, and then next summer the kitchen is going to get fully renovated.
Wow. And I will post later after our chat here, I will post the site, the website of the school so that people can browse through it. It's a beautiful building, and I have beautiful memories from those times.
Oh, yeah. And honestly, in the 16 years you've been gone, it's, well, really over the last 8 years, we're about 80% finished on all remodels. Within the next 2 years, the building will be complete with all remodels everywhere. So it keeps getting better.
Yes. And but let's explain to the audience how the program works, because students finish their secondary school at their home schools, but at the same time they learn a career to
Right.
start working before university or even throughout university.
Right. So for our school, they get a 2-year certificate of completion, and they also get their high school diploma from their home school that they will attend for those 4 years. Some of those students actually come to us for the 2 years for both academic and their career tech program. So they really it's a school of choice, and so we get the ones that want to be in our building and want to learn their craft, and it's very exciting. And then a very good percentage of them carry on into post-secondary and go on to college and get ready to really further their career even more.
And how long have you been working there?
I'm getting ready to start my 22nd year.
Wow. Did you start the program there or not? Were you the first teacher of the program?
It started with the building back in 1974, so the culinary program has always been there.
But you've been there more than 20 years now. That's amazing.
Yeah.
And I've met many teachers that have worked for a long time there too. And I think it is also a school of choice for many teachers, isn't it?
I think so. I think we tend to get the best of the best. You know, they want to be at that school because it has a great reputation. We put out a really good end product, being the students. We care about them. It's not just the education. We care about them personally and get to know them and create those friendships and bonds and look out for them and help them even well after their graduation.
And what I noticed when I worked there was that there were many activities before and after school, which goes through what you just said, that teachers are so compromised with their students. They are fully motivated, and they stay after school with special activities with the students. And in your case, you participate in many competitions during the year. Can you tell us about that?
Sure. Well, there's a couple different versions of competition that we do, or I don't know if it's... The first one we do to start our year off is a local event that raises money for United Way, and it's called Taste of Medina. And typically when we go to that event, I take about 8 to 10 of my students, and we live cook appetizers, hors d'oeuvres, desserts, right in front of the guests. The guests are paying, usually, I think it's a $50 ticket for them to be there. And then there is some judging. It's really kind of people's choice. And numerous times we've come home with awards, whether it's best entree, best appetizer, or just overall people's choice. So they love watching the teenagers cook. I call them young chefs. But we've done that numerous years. Actually, this will be we didn't do it last year because of COVID, but it would have been my 20th year doing it. So looking forward, they're bringing it back. So I'm happy we're going to do it here in October, hopefully. And then other competitions, I'm part of something called...
Sorry to interrupt. Sorry to interrupt, but I think it is worth mentioning that students are competing with chefs from real restaurants. And they are students. They are your students. Because I remember being there, and there were the restaurants from the city were present at the Taste of Medina, and yours were students.
I forgot you were there. That's right. That's so great. Yeah, I left that part out. I'm sorry. There are 20 participating restaurants, and then there's the chef kids, the students, and so we do end up winning, or however you want to call it, winning over the other real trained chefs. And I guess that's a little bit of their training. But it's also just because the kids care and they have fun and they're laughing and smiling and talking to the guests. And I tell them to come in with a great personality, and they just do a wonderful job. It is very fulfilling, very early in the school year.
That's right. So that was the Taste of Medina. And then you were, when I interrupted, sorry, you were mentioning another one.
Yeah, that's okay. So the other one that we do, and I guess a little bit in-depth information on that, I'm involved state level on that, where I'm a chairperson, and I help coordinate the events. With COVID, I've helped redesign them and help them. For last year, we put them as a remote thing, so they had to videotape it. So I get involved with the rules and regulations and menu writing and menu confirming and whatever it might be. So I do a lot of the background stuff, not just my own students. I guess my view of that is I want to help students throughout the state. So if that just means that they have a good event and I was helpful in that, that means a lot to me. But then on a personal level or locally with my kids, we do compete. We practice. Our practices are 6 a.m., so 2 hours before school, and we've competed very well. I've taken first in the state a couple times. A very long time ago, I had a student take first in state in something called garde-manger, which is the hors d'oeuvre and knife skill competition. And then 3 years ago, my culinary team event, which is a team comprised of 3 people minimal, and then they have to follow a menu that's predetermined for them. And those students, as their first year, they came in, they didn't do all that well, and so they were bound and determined for their senior year, their second year, they wanted to take it as far as they could. And I jokingly said, I don't want to travel, so don't do really good. And so that was a backwards challenge to them. And so they took first overall in the region, and which is just locally, because Ohio is in 4 different regions. And so we went to the state competition, and they took first place in the state, and I couldn't believe what was happening, because if you take first place in the state anywhere throughout the U.S., that means you're going to national level competitions. So I have never done that in my 20 years. I had never had students advance to states, and for culinary specifically, it's very difficult. We are a very competitive group. I know all the teachers through Ohio. It's a friendly competition, but we all want to win. We also cheer for each other. So I had lots of chefs coming up to me and so happy for me and the program and the students. But the students really worked hard to get where they were. So we got to go to Anaheim, California. We were right next to Disney property. Yeah, it was very exciting. And what's great about the school, because not all schools do this, so I guess I'm bragging, but I don't mean to. Our school has it written in stone that if whatever level competition you go to, you will be supported and paid for. So it was an all-expenses paid trip to go. And then anything outside what they have as boundaries, we had to pay for. So we did some fundraising. I took them on a deep-sea fishing trip, so we got a little fun excursion. And you know, we went to Disney for a day. They got to get actually a background tour of the kitchens and stuff at Disney property.
Did you organize that too? Did you organize that too, that tour?
No, that was organized through the actual competition. That was something that all chef kids got to do. So they had fun doing that. When they competed, they were actually an hour away from where we were staying, and teachers weren't allowed to go. So it was kind of like you were shipping your kids off, right? And a little nerve-wracking. But they're like, "We got this, chef. Don't worry about it. We'll keep texting you and telling you how it goes." And they left so happy, and they were just relaxed. And when they came back, they were like, "It was great. There was little things that went wrong, but we think we did okay." But we don't know, because there was 33 teams that compete. And the award ceremony is 3 days later, so you just kind of have to let it go and wait. So we relaxed. Yeah, we relaxed and spent a day at Disney and just, hey, whatever happens. So at the award ceremony, I was told to make sure that I was present because the top 3 were going to be announced. So I kind of had an inkling. I'm sorry, top 5, they told me. So I had an idea, but I didn't know. And they ended up taking 2nd overall in the nation. So out of 33 teams, it was very exciting.
Wow. How did you feel?
Elated, surprised, speechless, all of the above.
Wow.
It was very cool. And what was great is we were sitting next to the first place team, and they were congratulating us, and we were congratulating them, and it was so wonderful to be able to celebrate everybody's success.
I can imagine the spirit at the Career Center when you came back. They were all, wow.
Yeah, well, it was over the summer, so we had to wait till the school year started, but I was contacted. Yeah, but I was contacted by a lot of teachers, and everybody was very happy for us. So it was a lot of fun, you know, and you can imagine our Facebook and all that was well lit up with all that information. So everybody was very excited for us.
And then there was another event that you organized, something from the heart.
So yes, thank you. Yeah, so another event I do. I'm trying to get a wasp out of my car. I'm sorry. Sorry. I don't want to get stung.
Hi, Fabian. I can see you.
I'm sorry. So another event I do, a lot of celebration through the community and our friends. We have a scholarship dinner that we do in February. It's in honor of a student that I lost my third year teaching. So this was our 20th year doing it. And so we bring in around 225 people. We do a 4-course dinner, but we do it in 3 different dinners so that we're not too busy. And everybody pays $50 a person for that as well. So again, we make about 50% profit on that, which is what we're looking for our scholarship. And in addition to the scholarship or the ticket sales, I do silent auctions, I do raffles, and all that comes to us through donation. So when it's all said and done, usually every year we profit around $13,000 to $15,000 that I can give back to the students to go on to college. And so it's very well supported. I have graduates that come back and cook with us. I have friends that help refine the menu, and I have vendors that donate, and it's very well supported and it's very well celebrated. So the fun story, but I don't want to ever relive it, is last year because of COVID, we couldn't be in person, so we did a virtual dinner. We prepared boxes of food. Yeah, so I wanted to have the dinner, so we created boxes of ingredients. We did, and some things were cooked and some things weren't. And then I did videos for each of the 4 courses on how the guests could prepare it at their house, and then people had house parties. And so they would pick up for parties of 8 or 12 or whatever, and then they would watch my videos at their convenience, and then they would cook the food and have the food with their friends, and then I stayed and did a live chat, and whoever came and talked to me and, thanked me for the meal and told me how it went and the hiccups they had, and it was great because it was successful, but I don't want to ever do it again.
But you found a way, and that is what is important. You found a way to connect with your students and with the community, because something that I lived through when I was there is that the Career Center was permanently connected with the community. Everything was organized for the community and with the community. And they collaborated, they donated, and they supported the school all the time. I was there for 6 months, and I could feel that spirit present every day in every activity that the teachers organized.
It's wonderful. It really is a great place. It doesn't feel like work. You're surrounded by family. It is wonderful.
Yeah, I remember that one of the teachers once told me, why are you always smiling? You're all day long smiling. And I said, because I feel so great here. This is paradise. It doesn't feel like work, as you said. Because the school provides, or used to provide, and I think it goes on doing that, provides for everything. And as you mentioned, if you want to do something with the students, you have their full support.
Yes.
And I really enjoyed that. Teaching Spanish there was a great experience. And I'm still in contact with some of the students. 12 years later.
That is awesome.
Tony, when did you decide that you wanted to become a chef?
So when I decided I want to be a chef, I was 14 years old. I was taking just a small little home cooking class at school, and a college had come to visit, and I said, you mean I can go to school to do this? And that was kind of the start of it. And then did a little more research, and then I got some restaurant jobs, and just fell in love with the passion that you feel in the kitchen, kind of as you said, the passion in the building at the Career Center. But in a kitchen, there's the brotherhood, brothers or sisters. There's that family feel. You get through different things through the day, and that pressure creates a bond. So I was about 14 when I realized this is what I want to do for a living, and never had an idea of being a teacher. Didn't think that was ever going to be part of my life. I thought I was going to run a restaurant at some point. And when in December 10th of '99, my teacher from high school sent me a Christmas card, said, come see me at Medina Career Center on January 10th. I'm sorry, I said the wrong date. So she said, come visit me on January 10th. And I didn't know that it was going to be a job offer. So she said, we're trying to find a chef. We think you'd fit the bill. So I started in February, so halfway through a school year, and haven't walked away. So it's been rewarding from day one.
And what do you remember from those times as a new teacher?
As a new teacher, that I was scared because I didn't really know exactly what I was doing. And again, being thrown in straight from a kitchen in a restaurant, and now I'm in front of and responsible for 20 students. I just said, okay, you have to tell me what my end goal is. What do you? And so, I did a lot of questioning and asking and really grabbing onto the elder teachers and saying, please help me so I know I'm teaching the right way. And so got through those first 6 months, and then I had to start a 24-hour course at Kent State, so a local college here. And then you started realizing how you're presenting information. And so I got those classroom skills. I knew I had the cooking skills. I just needed to know how to present it in a classroom environment. And so that helped a lot. So I would say the first 5 years, I was pretty uncomfortable. I was getting through and doing my best. And I think because I really cared, it helped me survive and succeed. But then after that, it's just been fun and honing it more and more, making it better every year.
Yes, you mentioned two very important things, I think, for a teacher. The first one is not to be afraid of being afraid.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the beginning of all, because when you feel afraid, you need to find answers. And when you need to find answers, you ask people. And then you find the support of other teachers, as you mentioned, too. So a good support from the school. And that is another thing for us teachers to have in mind with new teachers, to be supportive with them. Even if they don't ask sometimes for support, you can feel that they are scared or afraid. So both things, being afraid and being supportive.
I think being afraid means you care. And that's why, luckily, I embraced that fear, and I just wanted to keep getting better. And now, again, like you said, helping the new teachers, I don't take on the title of mentor, but I will, the newer teachers, the ones that I connect with, I will go and help them, or hey, do you need anything, or come ask me anything you want anytime you want. And because there's only so many chef programs, that kind of goes statewide, where I know the director in Ohio Department of Education for our area, she already reached out there. She said, there's a new teacher. Can I give him your number? Absolutely. I'll answer any question I can, because there were lots of people doing that for me. So it's time for me to give back. So absolutely.
Wow. And do you, I know you do, but can you tell us the kind of messages that you get from your graduates? Are they successful? You sometimes repost their success events or what they do nowadays. I can see your posts.
Yeah. So if there's something I can post of theirs that isn't too personal, that I want to show any successes I have. I mean, I have students all across the United States right now that just different places. Whether it's at Disney, I've got some in Wisconsin and Chicago, and it's just kind of fun to keep in contact with them. And if they're doing some sports special event, I at least want to say, look at another success story. And then I've got a lot of locals that do a lot of really great things, taking on executive chef positions, owning restaurants. I didn't think I was ever going to be to that point where I could list off so many great things. And now I've been there too long, so now I've got all these great success stories, and they're all willing to give back. If I ask, they will help in any manner. So it's great to know I have that.
And have you ever owned a restaurant?
No. Maybe that's the retirement plan, but I'm not leaving here anytime soon. Go ahead.
Go on.
I was just gonna say I'm gonna get my 30+ years in, and then we'll see what if I can do that or not. But I would like to. I do want to own a restaurant, but it's not a priority. Students, this is teaching. I don't want to stop.
Wow, how nice. And have you found a balance between work and family time, or are you still struggling?
Depends on the day. So I have three children of my own. My oldest is getting ready to go to college, so he's 18 years old. We actually ship him to college next Wednesday because he's going to play for the American football team. And then my daughter, again, she's a freshman in high school, so she's starting a new adventure. She's going to have to make all new friends. None of her classmates are going to this school from her last school. And then my youngest will be a 7th grader. So, all those ages mean there's lots of activities. So the balance is being there for them and doing everything I need to at work. And I would say I'm 70% successful at it. I don't know. I know I'm not perfect at it. I know my priorities sometimes misalign one way or the other. But, I really have a giant passion for school, and I really want to be with my kids, so it's a hard juggle. It really is a hard juggle, and I think everybody sees that I try my best. So I do my best.
Yes, we all hope we are doing the correct things as parents, but it's difficult until they are fully grown up and tell us, okay, you did this well, but you missed this thing. I'm always scared of that, I'm scared at that time when that time comes. Oh, well. And Tony, tell me, during all these 22 years teaching, how have you overcome the difficulties in your job? Because, of course, you had them.
Sure. I don't know. Boy, that's a tough answer. Just working with a passion, I guess that's kind of how I want to say it, where people, even if I didn't work through that difficulty, but I got past it, I was, I think perception of the fact that I care helps. I think it's just there's a whole lot of care and passion to what I do. So otherwise, I never give up. I always want to make sure that I'm successful. And if it's, maybe a difficulty as a student that is struggling, whether it's in the class or at home, and just being there for them and offering support and just, that could be one example of, difficulties. Difficulties with class management is just self-evaluation, looking at it. What can I do to change? What can I put in place to make it more successful for myself and the students? So if those were the difficulties you were looking for.
Yes, that's right. And you mentioned that you teach the 25 students, more or less.
More or less,
per class.
Yep.
That's right.
Per class,
and,
yeah, so, yep.
You have 25 students in the kitchen.
Yes.
Wow.
So that's 25 kids with knives, 25 kids with fire, however you want to look at it. But, you train them safe and you let them know what they need to do. And it's a wonderful experience. They do a great job. I've never felt unsafe in the kitchen, ever. Knock on wood, never.
And what is your favorite part of the class?
The favorite part is when I give them a project and have them own it, and they are so proud of what they present, whether it's a menu item or whatever. So watching them succeed is really, that really means more than anything to me. Individual successes.
Wow, that's nice. And are you planning anything for, you are starting now, the new semester. You are starting now. We are in the middle. We're in the winter recess now.
Okay. Yeah, we start in a week and a half. So here we go.
So what are you planning to do for the next?
I'm sorry, what am I planning to do for
the next semester with the students?
Well, I'm meeting all new students. I get my new junior class. So, the beginning of the year is a lot of introductory things, a lot of team building. I hate to say that every year kind of starts the same. You have to get the class ready to go, to be in the kitchen and to be safe. and I really feel like I'm starting new because last year was so weird. I know for everybody, it was just so weird that some of these guys, some of the new students were maybe not even in a school building last year. So I think there's going to be some transition that we're all going to have to work together on. So we'll have to see how that goes. I think it'll be good because they know the reputation of the school and the program. But I think transition, there'll be some things we have to grow together on.
You will have the taste of Medina during these coming months.
Right now it's scheduled for middle of October. So hopefully we don't go down a bad road with this whole Delta variant, because that could change things. But I'm hoping that everybody's very hopeful that we can have it because it's good for the community, it's good for the chefs, it's good for our program. It raises money for United Way. So I know they're really trying to make sure they have it, but safety first too.
That's right. So Tony, just to finish this beautiful conversation with you, because I know you have to go back to the to the game.
No, she's on break. We're okay. I got time.
Oh, she's on break. Okay, that gives me time then to ask you this. What would you tell to the new teachers? What kind of message would you leave them? Like, go ahead, do what you love. What would you tell them?
The first thing we kind of touched on it, but first thing is don't be afraid to ask questions. There's no bad questions. There are so many wonderful teachers in that building that there's going to be an answer that fits them, because not all of my answers fit every teacher. But don't be afraid to ask questions, and know that you caring is still going to help you be successful. So if you make a mistake, own it, move forward, learn from it, and just let these older teachers like myself help. So and since we're talking about that, and this is a silly side subject, but I am now the longest running the longest running career tech teacher in that building. There's no other career tech teachers that have been there longer than me. So I am the old statesman, I guess. So we'll see if they're probably going to be asking me questions, and I'll do my best to answer them.
Okay, dear Tony, thank you so much. And I hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend. Thank you very much for joining me. You
too. Thank you so much. This was great.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us.